and they filled it with metal.
Landslide.
That entire face is carved out of basalt, and there's only one way in.
Once we cross this line, the only light we have is ours.
Everything down here is carved. Even the walls look like frozen fire. Even the ceiling looks like it got poured in, then just froze. These were fireboxes, but whatever they burned, they mixed it with money. Basalt steps, worn smooth in the middle. A lot of feet used this way before it went quiet.
Now it widens out. Pillars, all of them carved to look like fire climbing the rock.
There, red inlay. They didn't just carve the fire, they filled it with it.
Their mark, the crest of whoever controlled all this. Here we go, first fire station. The flames are gone, but the offerings never left.
There's still a crust from the last burn, coins welded into it like they melted and never came apart again. It's not just one. They ran a whole line of these, bowl after bowl, fire after fire. The floors burned too, runoff from the bowls. You can see where it pooled and cooled. And here's the worship room, rows of them watching the fire that isn't there anymore.
Dust has done most of the work hiding them.
Their crowns are almost gone under the dust, and that means nobody's brushed past them in a very, very long time.
One of them went down, either an earthquake or someone in a hurry who didn't bother to pick it back up.
All that smoke had to go somewhere, but you can see where the fires licked the ceiling. They kept the broken ones too, just the heads tucked off to the side.
Here's where it ran, metal flowing out, cooling on the stone. Gold and copper turned into pavement.
These are the important ones. Higher pedestals, bigger crowns. This is who the fire was really for.
Past the statues now, into the workings behind the worship. They set the bowls like crowns too, red stones all the way around the edge. The top's all ash, but where it's split, you can see the metal they poured in underneath.
This is where the real heat was. Look at how many bowls they needed just to keep feeding the fires.
They carved runways for it, metal running out from the center, like veins from a heart.
All the gear for feeding the fire is still here. Ladles, tongs, scoops. They just walked away and left it. These vents used to pull the smoke out. Now they're just corked with centuries of dust.
Past the altars, now we're going into where the muscle for this place was kept.
Flame blades, not just for show. Somebody forged all of this to protect what was behind them.
Look at the work on this grip. Gold wire, red stones, and nobody's touched it in centuries.
This whole rack went over, probably in a tremor. Nobody bothered to stand it back up.
They carved the weapons right into the support pillars, like the whole room was dedicated to the idea of force. Helmets, all with flame crests. You'd see these coming and know exactly who was on the other side of the door.
Right here, they marked the crossing. After this, you're in the heart of it.
This passage feels different. Tighter stone, fewer carvings. They were leading you somewhere important.
That's the hoard. The whole room's built like a basin, and they filled it with metal. Bowls and plates, dumped and stacked until they just started behaving like a metal landslide.
Every bowl's a little crucible. Offerings melted, cooled, and then buried under dust.
They stacked so much here the piles turned into walls. You're walking through a canyon of bowls and plates.
These are the fire crowns. Whoever wore these walked in as the owner of all this.
Flame teeth all the way around. Red stones in every point. Nobody's put this on a head in 1,000 years.
Here's where the overflow went. Thin rivers of gold and copper frozen mid-run. The floor dips here. Everything feels like it's sloping toward a center.
There's a drop ahead. Everything in this room has been sliding toward that.
You can walk the whole circle and never see the bottom the same way twice. We start at the bottom, and it just keeps going up into nothing. It looks like a volcano made out of metal. All the eruptions just froze mid-flow.
They just kept pouring and tossing until the bowls started flowing down like water, and then stopped forever.
Even the gods got buried under this stuff, just their faces left sticking out of the avalanche.
Even the walls back here are records. Stories carved right behind the money.
There's a narrow walk up here, just enough room to circle the bowl without falling in. Different mints, different empires, all ended up in the same drift on the same floor. This is a whole vein of cooled metal, like someone poured gold straight onto the floor and just walked away.
These are the faces they put on for the fire, all of them staring at a flame that isn't there anymore.
This is what's left when everyone who cared about it is gone. Just a frozen pile, waiting for somebody else to risk everything for it.
We're gonna leave it exactly how we found it, like we were never here at all.